Hello everyone, and I welcome all of you to Online Study for You, a complete placement solution. So friends, today we have Karanjit with us, and he has recently got selected in Wipro NLTH Phase 1. So congratulations Karanjit.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for inviting me on our channel.
Welcome. So today he is here and he is going to discuss his written experience, his interview experiences, how you should prepare for Wipro NLTH Phase 2, who all can apply for Phase 2. So that discussion will happen between me and Karanjit, and definitely you will get a lot of idea that how you should prepare for Phase 2 examination, this turbo, elite, so how they're, star, how they're going to call the student of Phase 1. So each and everything we will discuss. So Karanjit, before we move ahead, so we wanted to have your short introduction.
Thank you, sir. I am Karanjit Singh Randhawa. I belong to Guwahati, Assam. Currently, I am pursuing BTech in the field of electronics and communications, and I have done my 10th and 12th from Guwahati itself.
Great.
And coming to my tech interest, I have a keen interest in coding and development, front end development part. And coming to my Wipro NLTH exam, my exam was scheduled on 27th of September, morning slot 9 a.m. And the exam pattern like listed of 5 sections actually. First section the logical, next is the quants, and the third is the reasoning, or we can say verbal. And the two other sections were coding in the essay writing. So coming to the first three sections, that is the logical, quants, and verbal. I would say that logical and verbal were a bit easy to medium level, and the quants part was actually a bit difficult. Actually, we should give more, as per my experience, we should give more focus on the logical and verbal, because quants is always bit as compared to these two. So I gave attended all the questions, and in coming to the quants part, which was bit difficult for me, I still attended and attempted questions. And coming to the next section, that is coding, and there were two coding questions. From was from array, another was from the mathematical questions like APGP. So I first solved the second coding question, which was from GP, geometric progression, sum of n terms we have to find. And the first question was from array. I actually solved both the questions. And sometimes coding, actually in coding round, there is similarity that we get questions from strings or from array. Either these two are common topics actually. And I have solved the questions, and the last round was the essay writing round. In the essay writing round, I was given a topic that should employee or freshers be terminated if he or she is not able to adjust in the environment, to share my views. So I gave my views that the fresher should be given time, like this. I wrote in also essay writing. Also, we need to proper follow a pattern, like in between 3 to 7 paragraphs you have to write. So I maintained in between 4 paragraphs. So I completed my online assessment on 27th of September. On 13th of October, I got the mail that I have been shortlisted for the interview round. And the next day itself, I got the orientation mail round. So actually, I was not aware that orientation mail means we will get to know about the like revised compensation. I thought that it is my interview mail, so I prepared that day only. That day evening, I started my preparation. 2:30 p.m. orientation. I thought it was my interview mail in Microsoft Teams, so I prepared fully. So next day when I attended, I saw that it was just an orientation session for revised compensation. So I thought that when my interview will when my interview scheduled like this, from 13th October to 27th November, my interview was scheduled. On 27th of October, November, my interview scheduled in the 9 a.m. slot.
Okay,
And
but before
actually,
that,
the interview,
I have some questions on your written round. So you have already given more clarity, but still some clarity for a student, those who will watch the video. So you are from 2022 batch, right?
yes, sir.
Yes, and you attended the phase 1 of Wipro and LTH on 27th of September. So guys, for the other students, those who are watching, so phase 2 is already commenced, and the last day to apply is 31st of January. So if you have written your examination in September phase 1, and if you are not selected, you can still re-register for the phase 2 and you can write the exam. Okay, now coming to the pattern which Karanjit mentioned here. So he had logical reasoning, quantitative aptitude, verbal ability, coding, and essay writing. So I'll reiterate the things so that you will be getting more clarity. So Karanjit, in quantitative aptitude, how many questions were there? Do you remember? And what was the time duration to solve that?
Sir, yes, there were 16 questions and the time duration was 15 minutes only. Bit
O-
challenging.
Okay, so like it's one question, 1 minute. So is what I mean, it was really difficult, or how it was? So if you're
Sir,
preparing for TCS NQT and all exam, so in that context, how much difficult it was as compared to TCS NQT and
Sir, it was actually from medium to moderate level.
all? Hmm.
Actually, the three, four questions were very easy. Just in it can be solved in between 30 to 40 seconds. But some of the questions were a bit difficult. Like this, the uh, difficulty level was bit increasing, but it was I can say medium to moderate between.
Okay, and this verbal ability, English. So English, how was it? I mean, it was very basic, based on grammar, or it was like a little tricky, kind of bank clerk or bank PO exam. So yeah.
So the verbal ability was very easy. It was very easy than Capgemini also. Capgemini section also. It was very easy. Like basic questions like passive to active, active to passive, direct, indirect speech like this, and
Mhm.
those synonyms, antonyms.
Okay, and reasoning ability, that is logical reasoning. So how, I mean, which all sections were covered in the exam, like from where they had asked?
Sir, in my slot,
Hmm.
maximum questions I still remember were from coding, decoding, like alphabetical order. Like if alphabet this is written as like this, then how will be the next alphabet will be written in that order? Like coding,
Hmm.
decoding questions, and some figure, not figures, actually some alphabetical problem. Like it was bit different actually, but
Hmm.
it can be easily solved once we are the concept of coding, decoding.
Okay, and essay writing, as you said, so there were some kind of restrictions were there, right? Like some kind of like 2 3 paragraph and something like that, right? And also there will be like backspace if you are if you're taking the backspace, if you are pressing, then some kind of restrictions will be also there from that side, or how it is?
Yes, sir. Some restrictions are there. But first of all, for clearing the essay round, we just have to concentrate on the pattern actually.
Hmm.
If we are clear with the pattern that in between 3 to 7 paragraphs we can adjust our essay, then we
Hmm.
can easily clear that round. And other than we should not expect that we should write high level English also. We can pair and simple English is enough for cracking any essay
Hmm.
round. That and
Okay.
also try we should try to avoid backspace. That is
Hmm.
recommended actually. It is very easy to clear once we are ready with the pattern.
Mhm. And for coding question, two coding question, how much time was given to you, and what were the language they had asked to use?
The coding question time duration was two questions, 60 minutes. And the languages allowed was C, C++, Java, Python, and JavaScript also. So I actually had attempt the second question using C and the
Mhm.
first question using Java, using Python.
Okay,
This how I
great,
have attempted.
great. So 27th you wrote the written exam. 13th of October, if I'm not wrong, you got the orient result, and then at the very same day you also got the mail for the orientation on 14th of October. You thought that it is interview, and but it was like the revised compensation. So now Wipro is offering 3.7, right? So 3.7 lakhs per for freshers.
3.5, sir.
3.5. Okay. So earlier it was 3.3.
Sir, yes, 3.3 earlier it was. Now it was 3.5.
Okay, great. So now, so when did you get your interview mail, and what all happened in the interview? So let us dig a lot into that.
Yes, sir, my interview was scheduled on 27th November, but
Mhm,
before that, 2 days prior to that, that on 25th, I received a survey mail that
mhm,
am I interested to go forward with them
mhm, mhm,
for the interview. So I email and again on next day, 26th, I again got the same mail. Actually,
mhm,
I was
mhm,
a bit confused that why are they are sending the same mail again. So I again filled the same form, and again on next and that day at night, I got the mail that
mhm.
my interview scheduled on 27th, morning slot 9 a.m.
Okay.
So a superset platform.
Mm-hmm.
And the for interview, my interview was scheduled at 9 a.m. But I was actually having a hunch that I should sit before 1 hour only at 8 a.m. only. So when I said at 8 a.m., so like this 8 to 8:30 when it came, my notification came that interview will be scheduled soon. So I was ready, also confident, also bit nervous also.
Mm-hmm.
So before it actually before 9 a.m. only started at 8:45 sharp 8:45 my interview call came at
Mm-hmm.
8:45,
Okay,
and then
okay,
my
great.
interview started.
Okay. So how many person were there?
So there were only one person.
Okay. So tier and tier round is started, right? Okay. So you can proceed with
Both.
tier round. Yeah. Okay. So you can proceed.
uh, in the introduction, he told me to tell me about myself. I
Mm-hmm.
told all about, and then uh, sir, one very pro tip I would like to give, if anyone for any other company, like not from Wipro, any other company is prepared for interview, he
Mm-hmm.
or she should end the answer in such a way that his next question will be from that part only, in the way he is ending the first answer. So I,
Mm-hmm.
in that way, I scripted my interview. In that way, I answered he asked me about tell me about myself. I told all the technologies that I know, and
Mm-hmm.
then he asked me about that technology only.
Mm-hmm.
So I told all about technology, and next he told to explain about my project,
Mm-hmm.
and I told about the project in a very pictorial manner, like explaining all the algorithms and all.
Mm-hmm.
He told me to share my screen and show the whole code. And then
Mm-hmm.
I shared my screen and showed the whole code. And then he asked me that why you want to join IT as you are from EC background. So I
Mm-hmm.
told all about my interest and passion. So
Mm-hmm.
he was bit convinced with my explanation.
Mm-hmm.
So then he asked, uh, and that was my end of my TR round. And some basic questions were also asked on OOPS concept,
Mm-hmm.
object-oriented programming.
Mm-hmm.
And next, coming to HR round, on
Mm-hmm.
same time, he asked me some basic HR questions like relocate, bond questions,
Mm-hmm.
and any backlogs, and or am I participated in any cultural activities or not, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it vented around, my interview was around 15 to 20 minutes and ended in a very good way.
Okay, okay. So I mean, not much technical question were asked, right?
Yes, sir. Not much. Basically, project I shared the screen and
Mm-hmm.
some basic concept of OOPS, the basic definitions.
Okay. So how did you prepare for this Wipro and LTH phase one?
So yes, from preparing from my scratch to interview online study for you only. One, I've actually followed only one resource, that is online study for you, and stick to one platform, and then prepared from starting from scratch. Actually, I prepared started my preparation from last year, this year only, lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
in the month of April, May,
Mm-hmm.
when lockdown again came.
Mm-hmm.
I started my preparation, and then I continued in between. I was not actually confident that am I will I be able to crack the exam or not, like this, but still how I pushed myself and begged myself, and I completed all your courses and premium materials, which was very useful for me. And also for interview, I purchased your premium material, which was very helpful for me, actually very helpful online study for you
See,
for me.
one thing, I am very happy that you were, because I know you from beginning, you were stick to online study for you. You trusted us, and definitely, like wherever it was possible, we had tried to guide you. And you trusted us, and you were stick to us. You believed that yes, online study for you will definitely help you in your selection. So that was I'm very happy that okay, people are trusting us now, and we have the quality of our material, because I see there are many YouTube channel, they have, they will start with the courses and they will start with the classes, but maintaining the quality and what exactly been asked from the students. So all those things, what is the company expectations, the future, the past and the present, all those things can be done only through the experience. which we are doing. So thank you, Karanjit. So any tips and tricks to the student, those who are going to write this phase 2 exam?
Yes, sir. For written test, I would suggest that give more focus on logical and verbal reasoning apart from that quants, because in exam quant will hurt you. I am saying from experience. For
Mhm,
if we are more good at logical and verbal and
mhm,
coding, we can easily crack any exam, not only Wipro, any company exam. If we
mhm,
are if our base is strong with logical and verbal, and
mhm,
essay we can write. Only the pattern is important. Otherwise, essay writing is simple as like class 2 3 boy can also crack
mhm,
essay writing section.
mhm,
And for coding, I would say that two topics are very important. Like one is the array and second
mhm.
is the strings. These two topics are actually the base of any coding section.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Karanjit, for coming to our platform and guiding the student through. And definitely, this video is going to help many. And one more thing which I forgot to tell. So, in orientation, like what did they say for the turbo and the star examination? Like they will be calling later, or how it is?
In the orientation session, first of all, they started with the revised compensation, like after 6 months, what will
Mhm,
be the increment, what will be the hike of the
mhm,
freshers.
mhm, mhm,
And the second part, it was like for the turbo, they said that uh, if an individual or a candidate is eligible for the turbo, then
mhm,
she
mhm.
will get mail in the end of December or in the in between month of January
Okay,
for
okay.
turbo exam for selected, very selected candidates only. They said.
Okay, Karanjit. So thanks a lot for coming to our platform and guiding the student through. And I hope you will be also helping the student in the comment section. So thank you once again. Take care. All the best.